Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk, and we are on to the least played tier 9, guys. It is Monday, and we are on to the least played tier 9. It is not, in fact, the M5355. That happens to be the most played. This is on the NA server in the last 30 days. The least played tier 9 is the one I am going to play. Now, let me think about that. Least played tier 9. Are there any reward tanks or premiums at tier 9 that are so bad that no one plays them very much? That's possible. I wonder if it's a tech tree tank. I bet. I'm not going to bet. But my guess is going to be it's probably like the Mivi thing, the M6Y, the tier 9 can't be tracked Americans, maybe something like that. Or maybe one of the bad TDs. Is there a bad TD at tier 9? I'm going to go with the M6Y just for lack of a better idea. Let's go ahead and call up tanks.gg, and that's what we're using to figure this out. I realize this is not all the data from the game, so you can take it for what it's worth, but we're going with the least played in the last 30 days on the NA server, and it is not the M5355. That is the most played, followed by the Char Footer, the T30, WT, and T95. In fact, in the top 5, 3 of them are tech tree tanks. Very cool. What does EU say? EU says Char Footer number 1, then followed by 5355, WT, T30, Leopard. So a little bit different. And then you've got a bunch of these premiums and reward tanks. The KPZ EK, Panzernik, UDA 033, AE Phase 1, all pretty decent. VCS 6x6, that's interesting. Where's the 6x6 for us? Pretty far down, so it does change a little bit. There's a Leopard PTA, but we want the least played tier 9. What do you think it is? Let's go find out. I always do it the hard way. Let's do it the easy way. Boom. WZ120G FT. Now it has to be a tank I own. I don't know if I have that one, or the T54 Heavy, or the T3 Jaeger. Wow, I might have to go a ways before I find one I actually own. Let's find out. First, we're going to WZGFT. Is that some kind of specialized guy? Chinese WZ120G. No, it's this guy. It's this thing. Some kind of reward. I don't even remember this. Neither do you or anybody else, because it's only been played 256 times. Actually has some pretty good player win rate. It has a high win rate, but it's got a bad win rate differential. It's one of the highest win rates, is it? Wow. Okay. So, for whatever reason, I don't remember how we got this. Do you guys remember how we got this? I'll go research that, try to remind myself, but it's very interesting that it is the highest win 8 tank at tier 9 in the last 30 days, with not many people playing it. Maybe there's one 3 marker that's been working on it or some such thing, bringing the numbers up. That's very possible. It's got a bad win rate differential, though. Fascinating. That is fascinating. T54 Heavy. Do I own that one? What is a T54 Heavy? Is that the Rambo? No, it's not the Rambo. It's not a T5041. There's one that's just a cyclical T54, isn't there? And I do not have that one, I don't think. Because it's not Patton the tank. Is that actually Patton the tank? Patton. Rambo. Is that actually Patton the tank? Don't know, fellas. Felice Sturv. I seem to recall there's. No, let's go look. Hold on. There's. Oh no. There's Patton tank. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I think it's just a cyclical T54. It's not the T54E1 because it's a reward tank of some kind or premium or some such. All right. Doesn't matter because what we are actually playing is this dude, the WZ120GFT. So what do we got going on here? Let's just take a look. We got a 560 Alpha, 271 pen. Heat is giving us 340. That's a bunch of pen. That should do it. I don't know what my crew looks like. I'll go set all that up. I do have some basic. Have I done 100 battles in this thing? I have not. All right, good. So that'll actually help me a little bit with my 100 battle challenge. So we'll see what kind of crew I got. I may get better equipment. I have done some field mods on it. Looks like I've got a setup there and a setup there. Am I done with them? No, I am not done with them. So working on field mods. Played it, what, 21 times. How did I do? 48% win rate. You guys can't see what's going on because I'm too dumb to do that right there. Okay, 47% win rate. Survive 52, 63% hits, 1.84 damage, 3 destruction, almost no armor use. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. 2,000 average DPG, only 198 for assistance, and I had a 4,600 damage game. Okay, so not really lighting the world up with this. I'm sitting at 28% on my 3 mark situation, so I need to put a crew in it. Maybe put better equipment. This will be a 100 Battle Challenge tank at some point. Maybe we'll just set it as a primary just for giggles. What does that do with us here? Do for us here? What is my tier 9 TD at the moment? The Mark 1, the Concaro 1 Mark 2. All right, let me set this thing up and then we will go play a game. Okay, we've chucked some stuff out. I just went ahead and threw it into my 100 Battle Challenge mix just for giggles. I have so much bounty equipment stuff, it doesn't really matter. If I throw some bounty equipment on a tank, I'm not going to play a whole bunch because honestly, I have tons of it at this point. But I've got a rammer in the bonus slot, not going to matter because it's bounty. I have a bounty IA, and I have the turbo, give myself a little more speed, and help out a little bit with some more of the gun handling right there. This is not a very well-liked tank. Skill Index gives it a 2 out of 5 stars, which is not very good at all. 560 average damage. We're doing 9 seconds on the gun load for 560. It's going to hit hard if I can get that to work. Only -6 on the gun depression. 10 degrees either side, not fantastic. 2.51 aiming, kind of long. 0.31, 3,595 on the DPM. So if I can actually get the DPM cooking, that's pretty dang good. 1,700 hit points, only 150 hull armor. All right, so there you go. It looks like an assault TD. Its build is, but it is not. It is not much of an assault TD at all. Mobility, I'm up to 52, so I can move around. So it's going to be a bit more mobile than I thought. And not bad for stationary camo for as big as it is at 38. I do have a camo crew, at least close to a camo crew. They're at 92% right there. 439 view range is actually not bad. It's not quite max, but okay, especially without giving it any help right there. And I did switch over and start running food. So let's have a game and see how we do. You have to be careful with this thing, I think. Quickly into a game. That's nice. It is a tier 10 game. DBV. Oh, interesting. There's an M6Y. I should have looked at where that was, actually. I didn't see it near the bottom. Of course, probably not a great pick, right? Because people have to grind that tank to get to the tier 10. I think the tech tree, because the amount of people that play it that are grinding it, sometimes that's going to increase the numbers a bit. Man, I don't know, fellas. I certainly don't want to go south. I don't think that's the play. I don't want to camp on the hill, so I'm going to try to go support the push over here. See if maybe we can sneak some shots into guys being unwise and poking. We hit 47. Did it not say 50 something? Terrain resistance must be kicking our rear with this thing. Let's see if this downhill gets us. We're going to touch 50. We did. We just got to the 52 that it advertised. Just. All right, those guys are heading in there. I'm not going to be able to get any shots, I don't think. Oh, this guy's crossing. Can I get him? No, that went so far left, it's not even funny. It would. Okay, awesome. Okay, so they let the 54 Mod 1 get in because no one was really spotting. I think he's going to come up and get up underneath us and start lighting us up. Let's see if we can get a shot on this pad. Nice. There we go. May have hit him. I don't know if it did any damage. Yep, 54 Mod 1 is up underneath us, and now we're cooked. He's going to light me. Alright, I'll take that damage, that's nice. Artie is going to be looking to thump me. Do I hold this or do I get the hell out? I should probably get the hell out because they got a lot of beef. Yeah, that Taurus is gonna... Okay. Sure. I think they're going to push. If they're smart, they will. There was a bit of a fear factor with my gun there, but... Now let's go. See, this is, you know, your whole team camps in the back, and then when you make a runner because it's a good idea to go, then they all push up. Yeah, there's the Taurus. That's what I was worried about. Wish I'd have been ready with the heat right there earlier. That would have been a good opportunity to put the heat in that fella. What is he doing? Why can I not see him? This is a bummer. Okay. Of course he shoots at me. Why would he? That's not good. Let's get out of here. South is not doing great. So somebody else can. Yeah, they did give me a lit. Well, that seemed like a long time, didn't it? That was assist for me. That's beautiful. Spotter. Best spotter, NA. Alright. What are the odds? Nice. Alright, that was good. That was good. Turns out I really didn't need to push or fall back that far, did I? Probably could have done better work up there. I've only got 1,000 damage, just a couple hits in. Question is, will this G sword have poked up enough that he'll get a light on me and then I'll get thumped by Artie? I have to get in here and use some of my hit points. Looks like the back chat also filled back. Guys down south need to hold for a moment. If they just hold and let us get around, we'll be in good shape, I'd say. This should get us lit by the G-Sword. I'm assuming he's sitting down there somewhere. Yep, there he is. Get him dead, we're in really good shape. The DBV is back there. Wish they would stop poking and prodding over there, guys. Come on. Yeah. G-Sword dead, man. Did he kill our... that chat's not thinking about getting one, unfortunately. This is going to be dangerous. I might get thumped by the DBV here. Yep, god dang it. That is not what I wanted to have happen. Jesus. Of course. Should be enough to take out the G-Sword, right? Hopefully the Artie can thump the burr. It's a strong position there, but it can be whooped upon. I don't know what we're going to find here. All right, there's... yeah, I don't know. May not be the great... This is not the greatest plan for a casemate, because if they get in behind me, there's not a whole lot I can do. Can't do that there. There's that. Okay, got him dead, that'll work. And they're all in the back, I like it. Screw you, Artie. This is off. BB's right there. Nice kill on him, I'll take that, it's nice. Love it. Still a Barras with a double shot of love in there somewhere. Got him. Burr's making a push and tries to kill himself, but doesn't quite. on him. I could get one shot by the stupid DBV, huh? Okay, let's go find him. Nope, he drowned himself, of course. AMX just ran him, I think. Yep, there we go. Alright. 1,737 damage, 331 assists. Not fantastic. Got a couple kills in there. Maybe didn't need to fall back. Maybe a little pessimistic there. It's just I wasn't going to rely on the armor. My only problem with that position with a casemate like this that has a bunch of casemate above your 4 nugget, you know, your gun is at this level and they can take hit points here where you can't really get to them, is you've got to come up and over so much and they can sit there and pick you apart right there. So I just kind of felt like the gun a little further back being a bit of a problem to where they didn't want to push. I also wish I'd have gone to heat against the Tortoise a little sooner right there. If I'd have done that, I might have taken some more hit points off of him before he started fighting those guys, but several of us fell back and just tore. It was an unwise push on their part with the amount of guns right there. Once they found out that we had fallen back and we're on the back edge of that, they should have stopped that push. Just hurt them trying to get in there. Guys in the south did a good enough job to keep them busy. I don't know, they kept pushing and poking until they died, so we had to deal with coming around there and taking them, cleaning them out. The Barask in that bush, what are you going to do? Just had to try to get to cover. I was really hoping the DBV. That's why I sort of cut to the left and tried to get behind the rock right there. I'm like, if that DBV is also nearby, I'm screwed. He's gonna nuke me. So we get in there. We got the G-Sword dead. Kind of get in between up in there and start spotting guys, and then guys start dying because you got so many different angles on them. What do we get assist-wise? There you go, 821. So we just increased our assistance. Still good enough for third. There was a blind shot, wasn't there? When did I blind shoot? Oh, I must have hit the patent or whatever it was. Is that right? It was. I did get a damage on the patent. Did 453 to the patent. I rolled a 453. Is that almost as low as you can get? It's close. I mean, 25 per 100 is 125. Then the prorated for the 60, but that's down there, fellas. That's low. That is a low roll. Beautiful. Hey, they're all one shot. So let's see what we did. And we did have 2 kills. So I can't really count these 2, but this one was a low roll. This one was a low roll. This one was 510, 551, not a huge low roll, 453. Problem is we can't know what the roll was on these. I guess I should count myself lucky that I did enough, that I didn't low roll so bad that I left the 495 hit point G-Sword alive. That's pretty wild. You can't know what those 2 are. I mean, those literally... I don't know if the game does that, if it just rolls what the damage is and then applies it to the hit points. I'm assuming it does, so you don't know if that actually was a high roll technically, even though they didn't have the hit points to give you. But that's pretty crazy. A 453 low roll, 551 is a small low roll, but 510 is 40 low. Nice. I'll tell you one thing for nothing. It shows no high rolls. We'll apply that right there. Chuck some more XP on this guy. Add him into the rotation. 2 kills along the way. And that's it. The lowest or least played tier 9 on the NA server being the WZ120G FT. Some kind of... Yeah, skill says it's bad. Nice. All right, that is all I've got, guys. The last one will be the least played tier 10 on the NA server. And how about just for giggles, let's go look at what's the overall. We may do that at some point as well for another series, but for overall, boom, tier 9, NA server, least amount of battles, Object 265T. Is that the new Battle Pass tank? How does that only have 1,200 battles? I realize that most people couldn't quite get it yet, but... Or is that a different tank? It might be a different tank. 265T. No, it is this tank. Okay. It's only been played 1,200 times. This is one of the new Battle Pass tanks. That actually surprises me a little bit. The Arak, another new Battle Pass tank. These are all new tanks. Interesting. Again, this is overall, though. When do we find a not brand new tank? K91-2, I think that's relatively new. Panzernignute. Well, 120. There she is, fellas. There she is. Also one of the least played tanks overall. Interesting. Of course, a lot of tanks are much newer than others, so when you do overall, there's tanks that have been around for years and years and years, and while they may not be very popular now, they've been played much more. And all these are new premiums. But look at the poor Contender. Although that is a relatively new line. Let's find one that is just bad and has been around for a long time. These are all like Battle Pass and newer-ish reward. Contender, okay, that's a line, but that's a relatively new line. Not surprised. Gonk, Selma, new line. Wheeled Brit, new-ish line. I want the surprise one, the no kidding, holy cow, nobody likes this tank. 263, TL7 G-Sor, Hori 1, BZ. No, none of these really fit the bill. Even this is relatively new, although it's got a terrible win rate. This is a bad tank. The tier 9 is just atrocious. Sturf K, maybe? I mean, it's 4 or 5 years old. G-Sor? Oh, G-Sor's a contender. That line's been out for a long time. The Manticore line, that's a contender for legitimately not liked much and not played much. Maybe that's the one. I think that's the one. All right, cool. That is all I've got. You guys have a fantastic day. Next Monday, it will be the least played tier 10. See ya.